We continue the 24th and the 25th verses of Surah Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإن كنتم في ريب مما نزلنا على عبدنا فأتوا بسورة من مثله وادعوا شهداءكم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين. And if you are in doubt as to what we have sent down to our servant, then produce a chapter like it, and call upon your helpers beside Allah if you are truthful. Wa in, this is not one word. Wa is and, in if. Wa in. Wa and in if. Wa in and if kuntum, you were. Now, the kuntum, if I was to write kunta, kunta would be you were, as in singular, and kuntum is you were, as in plural. Okay, I'm just giving you small tips here and there, just to, to help you get used to certain more words, from the same family of words, just so that you become familiar as we go along. Wa in kuntum, and if you were, fi in, fi raibin, in doubt. Uh, just as a matter of a small test, perhaps, can anyone recall and put in the chat box where we studied this word raib previously in the Quran? So we've got one answer. La raiba fi. Surah Al-Baqarah verse 2 and 3. Excellent. So we studied raibun in, let's quickly go there just to have a look. Jazakallah Surah. Jazakumullah to all those who sent in the answers. La raiba fi. Yes, you're all correct. So raibun, doubt. Let's quickly read the explanation of the word raib as well, only for remembering purposes. So raibun, doubt, is derived from raba. They say rabahu, meaning he caused him uneasiness of mind, or he put him in doubt, etc. So raibun means, number one, disquietude or uneasiness of mind; two, doubt; three, affliction or calamity; and four, evil opinion, false charge, or calumny. So the word has been used in the Quran at different places, but in the sense of doubt, it is always used in a bad sense. So this is the explanation of raibun. So let's quickly go back to the verse for today again. But wa in kuntum, and if you were, fi raibin, in doubt, mimma, from what? This is something we've already studied many times, but mimma is actually min and ma. Mimma, min, from, ma, what? Mimma, from what? Nazzalna, we revealed. Okay, so the noon alif in the end here should make it clear to you that this is the number one, this is past tense, that we revealed, and noon alif refers to us. Nazzalna, we revealed. Wa in kuntum, and if you were, fi raibin, in doubt, min ma, which is min ma, from what? Nazzalna, we revealed, Allah, on, upon, abdina, abdina, our servant. Again, the noon alif in the end here, as you can see, our abdina, our servant. So abdina, they say our servant, means he showed complete. So the verb abada means that he showed complete submissiveness, and abdun and abada, the verb, would mean, I think this should have come here. Anyway, so abada, the verb, means he showed complete submissiveness, and the word abdun, or rather abada, he received the imprint of a thing. I think the words were mixed here, were a bit mixed. So a person who, through complete submission and humility to God, has become as it were an image of God. So this is the when we talk about the word. So, so when we talk about the word abdun, remember this in mind, right? So a person who, through complete submission and humility to God, has become as it were an image of God. Okay? So abdun, sometimes we refer to it as slave or servant, which is fine, which is the original translation. But this is what we need to remember as well, right? So through complete submission and humility to God, of course, he becomes as it were an image of God, right? So and the verb abada would mean that he showed complete submissiveness. The word abada would also mean that he showed humility, or he received the imprint of a thing. Obviously, receiving the imprint of a thing would mean that he effectively becomes the same. Okay, he showed him. So there's various different meanings. Okay, but in essence, when the reason why I've gone into some detail with this word is because this is a very, very common word in Arabic, especially the relationship between Allah and His creation. We are referred to as being Abdul, as a servant of Allah. Okay, and this I particularly like this, that he received the imprint of a thing, meaning that we belong to something, so we can receive the imprint of that thing. So this is the word Abdul. So we'll just finish up to here, then we can quickly make a break for namaz. Allah abdina, on our servant, fa'tu. Fa'tu is then you produce, or so you produce. Fa, we've studied many times, fa means so. Fa'tu, then you produce or you bring. Bisuratin. Be, this is actually separate with suratin. This is the way it should be in a split word. Bisuratin is with a chapter. Right? We have surahs in the Holy Quran. Allah says, "Atu," then bring, then produce. What should you produce? Bisuratin. Then bring, then produce a chapter, or with a chapter. Min, from mislehi, like it. Min mislehi, this should be like this. Misl is like, mislehi, like it. Okay. So I'm just going to pause here for now, and I'll quickly go and offer my. This is Allah the Almighty challenging those who think they can bring something besides Allah, or alongside Allah. So Allah says, so you produce. It's like a challenge to them that you should bring something forward. Bisuratin, with a chapter, min misli, from like it, or similar to this. Then Allah the Almighty says, Wada'u. Wada'u is wa, and ud'u, call upon, or invite, call. Who should you call? Shuhada akum. Shuhada, witnesses. Shuhada akum, your witnesses. Min dunillahi, min, from dunillah, besides Allah. In kuntum, if you were, sadiqin, truthful. So the lexicons about the word shuhada, it says that this is derived from shaheed. Shaheed is the singular and the plural is shuhada. So one who is shaheed was present, or he gave witness, etc. Thus present. One who sees or witnesses, one who gives testimony or evidence, one who possesses much knowledge, one from whose knowledge nothing is hidden. Akrab and Lane, these are the two lexicons. And Mufrada, the lane also says that shuhada or shaheed can also mean a helper, right? But in general, witnesses is the translation for it. So wada'u and call upon shuhada'akum, your witnesses, min from dunillah, apart from Allah, besides Allah, in kuntum, if you were sadiqeen, truthful. Then the next verse is فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. So Allah the Almighty says that, but if you do it not, and never shall you do it, then guard against the fire whose fuel is man and stones,
Yes,
which
cool.
is prepared for the disbelievers. So so in. This will be like this. In. So in if. In. So if. Lam taf'alu. Lam not taf'alu you do. So, but if you do it not. Right? In lam. So if not taf'alu you do. Walan taf'alu. So Allah says, if you cannot do this, and you can never do it. Walan taf'alu. Walan means and never. Taf'alu, you shall be able to do it. You shall do it. Right? Allah is saying, even if you do try to do it, you will never be able to achieve any such thing. Fattaku, so you God. We talk about the word taqwa. Taqwa means to guard oneself. So fattaku means Allah says, so God. So you God, nar, fire, allati, which, if you remember yesterday, we studied the word allazi, right? That's the uh, allati would be the feminine. Allati, which wakuduha, its fuel, annas is people. Wakud is fuel. So wakuduha, its fuel is annas is people. Wal hijara and stones, uiddat, it has been prepared, or that has been prepared, lil kafirin, for the disbelievers. So the two words which I have for further explanation is number one, al hijara, and this is the plural of al-hajar, a stone, which is derived from the word hajara, which means he or it prevented or hindered or resisted. So a stone is called hajar because it resists pressure owing to its hardness. And hajar also means a rock or a great mass of stone, a metal as gold and silver, which both together are sometimes called al-hajaran, i.e. the two metals. Okay, so al-hijara, stones. Uiddat, this the lexicon Akrab says that Uiddat, prepared, is derived from Adda, which again is derived from Adda, the verb Adda, which means he considered or he counted. So Adda means he prepared a thing and made or kept it ready. So Uiddat means it has been prepared, right? Uiddat, it has been prepared, lil kafirin, for the disbelievers. So let's quickly look at this verse of the Quran again. فَإِن تَفْعَلُوا, but if you do it not, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, and never shall you do it. Lan, never, تَفْعَلُوا, shall you do it. فَاتَّقُوا, then guard النار, against the fire. فَاتَّقُوا النار, then guard against the fire. Then Allah explains about the fire. التي وقودها الناس والحجارة, whose fuel, the fire's fuel is annas, men, wal hijara, and stones. And who is this fire for? Allah says, Uiddat, which is prepared, it has been prepared, lil kafirin, for the disbelievers. So I'll just give you a minute to just recap and just revise this verse of the Quran. So one question is shuhada, and that's from the previous verse. I'll just take you back there. So someone's asking why they cannot hear anything. So I'm just giving you a few moments to recap and just to look at the translation again. So the previous verse, shuhada means witness. Shaheed, one witness. Shuhada is the plural. Shuhada akum, your witnesses. Okay, so let's look at the first verse again. Wa in kuntum fi raibin. And if you are in doubt. I think somebody asked before about the word kuntum. So you were. This is the past tense you were. But because this is the general translation, so if the translation says, and if you're in doubt, that is also fine as well. But because I'm teaching you both translations, the split word as well as the general translation, so remember, if I only put kuntum and nothing else, that would indicate you were. Okay. But once you've established this word into a verse of the Quran, then you can say, and if you're in doubt. Wa in kuntum fi raibin, and if you're in doubt, mimma nazzalna, as to what we have sent down. Mimma nazzalna, as to what we have sent down. Ala abdina, to our servant. Fa'tu bi suratin min mislihi. Then produce a chapter min mislihi like it. Wada'u shuhada'akum, and call upon your helpers, your witnesses, your helpers, min dunillah, beside Allah, in kuntum sadiqin, if you are truthful. So I'll quickly show you the split word again. Wa in, and in, if, kuntum, you were, fi, in, raibin, doubt, mimma is min, from, ma, what, nazzalna, we revealed. Past tense, the noon alif in the end indicates to we. Nazzalna, we revealed. Allah, on, upon. Abdina, our servant. Fa'tu, so produce, or then you produce or you bring. Bi suratin, with the chapter. Bi here actually would mean with the chapter. Bi suratin, then produce with the chapter. Min, from mislehi, similar to it, like it. Wad'u, and call upon. In Urdu we say dawat as well, which is an invitation. So wad'u, and invite, call upon. Shuhada'akum, your witnesses. Min dunillah, from dunillah, besides Allah. In kuntum, if you were sadiqeen, truthful. So, so that is all for me for today. Jazakumullah asal jaza, inshallah. I will see you all next Wednesday at 6 p.m. again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.